Alright, much brew about nothing. Playing some more. Alright, 4-color warriors in modern. And we have every mutagenic growth in our entire deck. This is an odd draw, but it might be good. We got double 1-drops as well. Guess it depends on how much removal our opponent has. Alright, Windswept Teeth, crack Windswept Teeth. Probably just going to take a Temple Garden, untapped, and Mardu Woe Reaper. Pass the turn. Welding Jar. Alright, up against Affinity. Mox Opal. So our opponent has 2 mana. And Steel Overseer. Well, our opponent's down to 3 cards, which is good. We draw a Bramblewood Paragon we can't cast. So let's attack with Woe Reaper. Play another Woe Reaper. Pass the turn. So this game might be about finding a window to cast all of our mutagenic growths. We are going to need to draw lands, though, for this to matter. Arcbound Ravager. Oy. That's a combo with Steel Overseer. And we don't really have removal. Looks like our opponent's going to pass. Well, there's a land. So Marsh Flats, crack Marsh Flats. Let's just get a Plains to save on life. And Bramblewood Paragon. Do we attack? Our opponent can sack something to... Yeah, let's do it. We can kind of use mutagenic growths to force our opponent's hand, although our best bet might be... Heirs and Foremost, if we draw a land, would be 3/3 double strike. Triple mutagenic growth would make it a 9/9 double strike with trample, which possibly could be enough to win the game. Our opponent just takes it. Alright, well, our plan of stealing the game with triple mutagenic growth is currently online. Gets much easier if we draw a land next turn. Alright, there goes Bramblewood Paragon. Now it gets a little bit harder again. And a Signal Pest. So our opponent going to start attacking? No. We get a Collected Company we can't cast. Well, I guess we're going to have to use Mutagenic Growth as removal spells. And Welding Jar is going to make it tricky. Opponent blocks. Alright. Pumps with Steel Overseer. Well, let's Mutagenic Growth. See if our opponent respawns. We're hoping that we get them to... Alright, they sack to regenerate. We can't really do much about that. And we're pretty likely dead. So our best bet is our opponent taps out, attacking. Ugh, Mem Knight's going to make it hard. And Steel Overseer also makes it hard because there's not much motivation to attack. Oh, double Galvanic Blast. Yeah, we're just dead here. Pumps up the team. Now our possibility of stealing the game with Mutagenic Growth, that window has pretty much closed. Thanks to the removal spells. And our opponent's just going to kill us next turn, so I'm going to scoop it up. We don't have a way to really get back from this position. The deck doesn't have removal or anything like that, especially in the main deck. Against Affinity, we get Stony Silence. We get Kataki. And maybe Disfigure over Dismember. Things we can go down. Gosali Ambusher actually seems sweet. Displacer, if the game goes long enough, is good at removing counters from things. So maybe we go down Mutagenic Growth for removal and Stony Silence. And go down the Mardu Strike Leaders and try it like that. Alright, we get to play first. Alright, we're keeping. We have Stony Silence. We have 2 awesome cards against Affinity in our entire sideboard. Well, maybe 3 with Kitaki, but we don't have the lands, unfortunately, but we do have a Stony Silence. So let's just get a Godless Shrine, untapped, play Bloodsoaked Champion. So if we draw a land for Stony Silence, our odds of winning suddenly skyrocket. We have 19 lands in our deck, left in our deck. So I think those odds are better than if we mulligan, because we just might not draw a Stony Silence. We only have 2 Stony Silences. So I'll bet on a land over finding a better 6-card hand and another Stony Silence. There's a Vault Scourge. And Ornithopter. Opal, another Opal. And Ravager. Alright, we really need the Stony Silence. That's a good draw. Well, Mana Confluence. Stony Silence. They might as well sack the Opal. Yep. Also sacks Ornithopter. Interesting. Well, they decided to just go all in on the Vault Scourge. Okay. Well, we know our opponent's plan. Question is, can we beat it? The way we most easily beat it is by drawing another land for Eldrazi Displacer and blinking it back to a 1/1. But that land's going to also have to make colorless mana, which means we need to draw, like, exactly Cavern of Souls. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to win. So our opponent gets in, puts us down to 12. We could also draw Dismember. Kitaki wouldn't be horrible. Mardu Woe Reaper. Alright, so let's get in with Bloodsoaked Champion. I guess we can sort of try to race. I don't think it'll work, but then we get to Woe Reaper, exile the Ravager, gain a life. The problem is they're gaining so much life that it makes it even less likely this will work, because they're gaining for a turn. And then Wild Nicodle, exile Ornithopter, gain a life. Pass the turn. Another Ornithopter. Not really a threat. I guess it lets our opponent chump for a turn. Opponent gets in for 4, gains 4. We're down to 9. Collected Company, we can't cast. So let's attack with everything. Opponent takes it. I guess we Bloodsoaked Champion. Pass the turn. Blink Moth Nexus for our opponent. Oh, hits us down to 5. Goes back up to 22. Eldrazi Displacer is now too slow. And Dismember is not guaranteed to win us the game. Etch Champion, also pretty problematic. And Nicodle, and that does it. Alright. Pretty disappointing. We need to draw more than just Stony Silence, apparently.